Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Hands on a Radio. Today I am so excited. Beautiful day, zero wind, and Bob has come through for us again. Off my Amazon wish list, he sent the Tecsun PL-600. Unbelievable, this person's generosity. Thank you, Bob. This is absolutely amazing. Anyway, and you're probably, new viewers are saying, what are you talking about? Down under the description, there's two links. One where you can donate through PayPal to help the channel. All the money there goes to buy radios like this. And also there's an Amazon wish list where if you want to send a gift like this, there's a variety of gifts there, a variety of prices, books and connectors and radios and all kind of stuff that you can send just like Bob did. And so we get that out of the way early. Let's look at this. The Tecsun PL-600. Now when we look at this, we've got to remember the history behind this. This is 2009-ish. So we're going back almost 10 years. Still being sold today. And this, in my, well, I've looked at enough Texans, I ought to know. I think this is the first that started with the bigger radios, like the 600, the 660, the 680, the 880. So we have to keep in mind that we've gone backwards. We have the 880, which is phenomenal. We have the 660, which is phenomenal. And so if you're watching this and you say, well, that's not as good as the 660, or that's not as good as the 680, well, no, probably not. And there's a good reason for it. This is ground zero of these. And so I want to get that out right out of the way, because I know there's going to be comments that are going to say, well, it's not as good. It's different. And it's different, and it's very, very cool. So anyway, let's step back in time a little bit, and let's take a look at this thing, and I'll shut up and we'll get into this. You have the English manual, ultra handy. We have a AC adapter. I've already got into this earlier. It comes with rechargeable batteries. So I put those in, got those charged up, took a look at some things. And you also get a case for it. Very, very nice. You get a wire antenna. A lot of them come with a little clip-on wire antenna. I think it extends the antenna about 23 feet or so, 20 to 23 feet. Tecsun earbuds. And we can get this out of the way. All right, now let's make sure we're all kosher. I thought we would try the patented, let me wipe the dust off the screen here. It looks like I had some dust or something on it. Thought we'd try out the magical turntable. I don't know if we need it or not, but it's handy for larger radios, that's for sure. We have got, this is just, it's just so neat, so much different looking than the 660. Very square, very, very utilitarian, maybe, is that the word I'm after? Very, very cool. We've got about a 2.5-inch speaker here, power button. We have all kind of dual timers, so you could set dual alarms on this if you wanted to. We have a direct entry keypad. I like this already because the keys are bigger. They're square, they're bigger. Now they are flush with the face of the radio, but they're bigger. The 660 is just like little speed bumps, and they're okay. I mean, they're just different. And we have a huge display up here. This thing is gigantic, and very much like the other Texans, we have a clock, alarm. We can look at, if I can find the display button somewhere in all this. We can look at the temperature and that stuff. I think we can. Maybe we can't on this one. That might have come later on. Direct entry keypad. We also have a couple of different ways to tune. We can tune it by clicking these up and down buttons if we wanted to just move up just a little bit. And that's nice. Then we also have a really, really nice tuning knob over here, and I'm kind of a fan of that. We have our band buttons down here, shortwave, FM, medium wave, long wave. I already said shortwave. Now this will do, what's interesting with this is it will do the ATS, the automatic tuning search on FM and medium wave. It doesn't do it on shortwave. But what's interesting, and the logic behind that, and I've kind of tried to think of what logic would be there, and why don't you do that? And it's because shortwave changes so much so fast. In 15 minutes, whatever you have automatically searched for and saved, it could be gone. Could be gone for a month. So I think that's why they don't do it. Now on the 660, then they've incorporated all this to where the shortwave can do the automatic tuning search, the ETM function. And so that's cool. What's really neat about this on FM and medium wave, when you do the automatic tuning search, it starts in the FM band and works all the way across through the AM. FM and AM both. Does them both at the same time. Then you just use your tuning wheel to see what it found. And I thought that was just really, really cool. I liked that. And I don't know. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, the neat stuff. And I left my notes at home to where I had this all measured out, probably very close to the 660. What I'll do is post in the description down here somewhere. I'll post all the pertinent dimensions and things. Light snooze button, tuning fast and slow, so we can do just what it says. We can tune fast, I think it's 5 kilohertz at a time, or slow is 1 kilohertz at a time. Frequency preset is for your memory functions. Page is the same thing. It has different pages of memory. You can have 10 pages of 50 channels each, or which brings me to set codes. We'll talk about that in a second. Single sideband, there's no upper or lower to this. It's just single sideband. And the FM stereo for your headphone jack or your bandwidth, narrow or wide. Set codes. Very interesting on this, and this is another reason why I had to get into it. I needed to get those set codes correct. There are a series of set codes, and you see system set right down here. You hit that and enter the code you want to change. You can tell it rechargeable batteries or alkaline batteries, but then it goes into what milliamp hour battery you have, and you can charge those batteries through this radio and not overcharge them. I thought that was very, very cool. You also set things like 9 and 10 kilohertz for your medium wave. Pretty sure I think there's a set code to pick your FM. Frequency range. What else? Oh, the pages you can set, like I said, 10 pages of 50 memories each, or you could set 50 pages with 10 memories each. And there's several different options in there. Different pages you can set. I'm just trying to think of the different things. The big thing was the rechargeable batteries. You have to get that set, and else things could maybe go awry on you. I don't know. So we've covered the front end. Over on the right-hand side, we rotate around. We've got a tuning wheel, very, very smooth, nice, love it. We have a single sideband BFO knob. I have a mosquito that landed on my ear. It's got an indent to it, I believe. I think I can kind of feel where center is. I think it's right there. It's very, very light indent. volume knob here. The back side, we've got a nice kickstand. Shortwave, let's see. Wow, there's a lot of stuff all over this. Shortwave looks like it goes from 2250 all the way up to 2610. So it's got great coverage. I thought it even went higher than that, but I don't think it does. 2610. And of course here it shows you the system codes. 9 is 9 megahertz, 10 is 10 kilohertz. There it is, 76 and system code 76 and 87. Set your FM, your pages, rechargeable batteries for alkaline batteries. So those codes are on the back here if you ever need to get back into that. Holds 4 AA batteries. Comes with 4 AA rechargeable batteries. Thought that's very cool. They're not the greatest battery on earth, but you know, you can recharge them. On the left-hand side, and here's why I don't like wrist straps, because they get in my way every time. FM and shortwave external antenna jack, 3.5 millimeter. We've got an antenna gain switch, DX, normal and local. Tone, treble and bass, earphone jack, and your DC adapter, which is included with this one. And hey, let's take a look. See what we got. Where are we going to start today? Let's just start. Oh, and this switch, the meter band, you can go through your shortwave bands, and then medium wave, long wave, FM, but they've got a lot, almost like a flow chart you have to follow. FM, medium wave, and long wave points to this button way over here. And then your shortwave meter band, you tune, and it shows you there. So you have to pay attention to the little arrows, and that was kind of confusing, but we'll all get through it. It's not a problem.
Get all the details at josephtoyota.com. All right, I want you to raise your hand if you
This is nice. The turntable's nice because I can actually rotate the radio around if I want to.
Energetic environment.
The audio, stellar. Really like the audio out of this. It's got a little more bass behind it than the 660. The 660 went with a real tin can kind of sound. Great radio. The 660 is a great radio with good audio. And this is great audio. It sounds really good. And we can go to fast tune, where we can just pop through 10 kilohertz at a time. And I'm not gonna, this is more of a functional video than it is look at what it can do. Plus I'm more interested in the shortwave end of it.
Move around like a roller coaster. It's going the next day, and it's just moving constantly. As you get closer to retirement, sometimes that
still pulling in a lot of stations, even at 11:30 in the morning.
He was great in qualifying. What are your chances, you think?
There's our local station.
I think, Honda,
Going to be a lot of stuff about the Indy 500, I'd say. Always was fun. Here I go. See this? I talk. I don't care. I talk too much. I do not care. But the fun of listening to the 500 here in Indiana, you never got to watch it on TV live because it was always blacked out. And I think except one year it wasn't blacked out. So you always, the only way you had any AM radio and would listen to the 500, and we would set up stereos and things and listen outside and cook out and drink beverages and enjoy the race. And oh, so exciting. And it's just, what a great memory. And I'll probably do that again today.
station.
And it tops out at 1710. So I think that's kind of cool. Let's long wave. Oh, and long wave. I think that's one of the set codes of long wave is deactivated, and you can turn it on or off. I think I just left it off because there's really nothing there. And I know a couple of people light up and tell me everything that's there, and I never hear it anyway here. So anyway, probably where you're at, there is all kind of stuff, I'm sure. The FM portion of this is where the audio shines.
My Countdown co-host, we've been talking about your world travels. Last March, you also went to Australia, and that country just has such a great feel, so much.
They're so over, and breaking up has never been easier. Meet my Biore deep cleansing.
This just, yeah. I will say the audio is much better on this than the 660. Now I've heard, I don't own the 680. I've heard the 680 has gone back to this style of audio, a little deeper audio, a little more, just a hint more bass. And
for fast response monitoring, starting at just
anyway, probably looked at all the FM we ought to look at, I'd say. Of course, you can just enter in.
Now at a great value.
Racing. 911. What's your emergency? In an emergency, voice is best.
Just enter in your frequency. Let's jump to the good stuff. And let's see if we go. I'm trying to remember what I'm doing here. Oh, it doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't have. See, I'm looking at it like, okay, it's got automatic tuning search. What this will do is it will search up to the next available station. Hesitates for 3 seconds. You can decide to stop and listen to that station. You can stop and put it in memory. Or like what we're going to do is we'll just keep it right on rolling. And I just want to see what will happen. And everybody that's played along at home, you know I always say during the daytime, everything above 10 megahertz, nighttime, everything below 10 megahertz. Not always that definitive cut of line. I've heard 11,780 at 10 o'clock at night. But as a general rule, that'll get you through. And so I never expect much early on. And we'll just see what it finds. And I should save some of my talk for when we do this scan and see what's there. But it's a lot easier to rely on a scan than to manually twist this knob. I would be afraid of you start putting mileage on this knob that it could break off. Or you can sit here and go clunk, clunk, clunk all the time. And that would be interesting. But this little radio would be great. I'm trying to get something, and then see it just takes off and keeps going. Continuous scan. Continuous scan, I think it just does the international. Yeah, it does. Just does the international bands, but it does them continuously. That made no sense. Anyway, it was down the 31 meter, and then it jumps to the 25 meter. But it does each one of those meters continuously. Again, that made no sense. Then you just let it sit there and it just moves on. And you get a really good overview of everything it's on. And it does pick up some garble. Now we're getting into some stuff. No, I was going to say this radio is a definite buy if money is an issue.
Worldwide, causing a hot water revolution in the global tourism industry.
This can be about $40 less than the 660. I don't know. I think the 680 might be in the same range as the 660. I'm not sure. I haven't looked. But it, you know, if money is a concern, and it's a concern for all of us, but if you're looking at it and saying, I don't want to drop 120 bucks on a radio, the 600 is a great place to hang your hat. It's a nice radio. We're almost to where
the telephone company, and it became his job to install cable for the passage of information.
I don't know why I keep trying to turn it, because it's not going to do a bit of good on shortwave. I think my little hand is just starting to move. That's what I got in trouble with a radio that I'm going to review later on today, is I didn't have this turntable, and it helps keep me steady. And as I was looking at the radio, I was doing this. And about half the video, I was like, oh, let's look on the dial here at this, and look at this, and blah, 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 blah. And I looked at the video, and I said, good God, shoot me. And just, it was bad enough that I hit the delete button and just said, nah, forget that. And but I got lost. The radio was good enough. I won't tell you what it was, because we'll see it later. It was good enough that I got lost in it. And I was just twisting the knob and just the blue sky and listening to the radio and drifting away and relaxing. And then and I messed the whole video up. There's no professionalism here, that's for sure. But you know, I am not a professional videographer, but by golly, I put the fun in dysfunctional. That's it. And then it starts all over. It'll keep doing this until you run out of the battery juice. And I think that's just so cool. Let's try the single sideband. I don't know what we're going to find today. Go to our favorite evil channel. Oops, don't want to lock it. So you get an idea of how it works. I've had some trouble with it, especially with the external antenna hooked up. I couldn't get it to pull in a single sideband. It was kind of like this. It was kind of garbled. And I don't know if I'm just not spending enough time with it. Let's just go on up and just see. See if I can find that center point again. Of course, there again, like I said, you may... Oops, I don't want that. If you just wait, it clears out your error. See what we can do here. There's somebody with a heavy accent, I think. So it's there. Single sideband's there. I don't use it that much. It's not that important to me. I don't think I've ever taken a portable radio out and listened to single sideband. I have bigger radios for that if I'm that serious. If I'm that serious, I'm going to talk back to them. And of course, this isn't a transmitter, it's just a receiver. So it's not that life-threatening to me. The shortwave is the end that I'm after. And this does really good on shortwave. I think I've covered it all. I'm about out of breath. At 26 minutes, I'm about out of breath. I'm starting to sweat. And I think we got it covered. What a cool radio, the Tecsun PL-600. Thank you, Bob, again. I can't, thank you is just not strong enough adjective. It's just an amazing gift, and I really appreciate it. Anyway, with all that, you need to get out and enjoy the day. It's a beautiful day out. There's no wind. Get you a radio. Twist the knob a while. See what's out there. I think you'll be surprised. There's a lot more shortwave stuff out there than what you think. And you never know. You might run into the numbers lady and write those numbers down and go play the lottery, because I guarantee you'll win. Sarcasm. I said that sarcastically. Somebody will sue me for not winning the lottery. Yeah. Anyway. So, that's all I got. Fantastic radio. I've really enjoyed. I've played around with this before. Normally, I take these out of the box, and I've never seen them before. It gets a little awkward. And especially something this big, it's got a lot of features and a lot of, you better know what you're doing before you start to talk about it. And so that's why I've had a little time with it, and I've really enjoyed it, and still going to enjoy it. So with that, get out, enjoy your day, enjoy the holiday, enjoy. Well, if you're not a holiday, just enjoy. And whether it's daytime, nighttime, whatever it is, spin the knob, enjoy the radio. We'll see you at the next review.